Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're keeping an eye out for any strange balloons in the sky as Hearttt, playing as the blue Burmese, prepares to take on Nicov, playing as the red Lithuanians. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Burmese are a civ that focuses on their mounted units. Their battle elephants automatically come with extra armor and can be upgraded to get even more armor. Their cavalry can be upgraded to get a powerful attack boost against archers, and their unique unit, the Arambai, is a ranged cavalry unit that throws darts at its opponent with horrible dogshit accuracy, but even darts that miss deal 100% damage to any unit they land on. Now, to support their mounted units on the field of battle, especially their slow elephants, the Burmese actually can turn to several different options. First, if you want to go the infantry route, know that all Burmese infantry gets a progressive attack boost starting in Feudal all the way up to +3 in Imperial. Or, second, you can choose to go the spellcaster route and go monks. If you go this route, know that monastery techs are 50% cheaper, and to help pay for the monks and the technologies, the Burmese start the game knowing exactly where all the relics are out on the map. So let's take a look at the vision of our blue Burmese player. Take a look at the mini-map. You see exactly where all 5 relics are located. Now, in order to build the infrastructure that's needed to pump out huge amounts of units, all lumber camp technologies are free for the Burmese. Now, opposing our blue Burmese, we've got Nicov playing as the red Lithuanians, a civ that very much focuses on its heavy cavalry units. Lithuanian knights, cavaliers, and paladins all get a free attack boost for every relic that's collected, all the way up to a maximum of +4 for 4 relics. Now, this feature does apply to the unique unit of the Lithuanians, the Lechai, a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor, which makes it one of the deadliest units in the game. Now, to gather relics and get this free attack boost as fast as possible, Lithuanian monasteries do work 20% faster. Now, on the field of battle, to support their armies, Lithuanian spearman line units and skirmishers do move 10% faster and can both be upgraded to get extra pierce armor. Now, to build a robust economy to support their military endeavors out on the map, Lithuanians do start the game with 150 extra food, and they can be very hard to raid because their town centers can actually be upgraded to get +3 range, which makes them outrange most mangonels in the game. So if you think you're about to get hoanged and a surprise mangonel is going to show up on the horizon, definitely a good idea to invest in hill forts, which is the name of the upgrade that gives your town centers +3 range. Now, while we've been discussing the civilizations, both players have gone up to 16 villagers. Nicov, though, building a few men-at-arms. Rather, militia. What am I saying? Not men-at-arms, militia, who are currently streaming across the map, no doubt looking to cause a ruckus, no doubt looking to cause a distraction of any kind to keep his opponent on his toes. But while they go to their deaths and their jobs to try to kill villagers, let's take a look at Nikov's base, see if we can decide if any particular player here is any advantaged or disadvantaged. Pretty easy to wall off this one little narrow corridor to the northwest. Southwest, though, a little bit more open. Eastern portion of the map completely open for our red Lithuanian, whose primary goal is nice and situated behind a wood line, although would be wise to take this hill, especially now that his opponent has seen exactly where his primary gold is. Primary stone, nice and secure in the back. So not a terrible base for Nicov. It's completely open to the east, but his opponent is to the west, so we'll see if that plays any kind of role. For now, these militias with their scout cavalry buddy picking away, tickling away at the HP of this one house on the hill. Let's take a look at Heartt's base. My god, this base is completely open. I don't know how he's going to wall this off once these berries disappear. He's going to have to invest significantly into some kind of wall off. For now, though, he's taking a good amount of damage on this one villager who has to run away, but ultimately accomplishes nothing. Kill count here, 0-0. Not surprising at the 8-minute mark of the game. Let's take a look where Heartt's primary gold is. H-shaped, which is very interesting. Always fun to see how these resources spawn. Nice and secure, I would say, to the north of his base, pretty close to the town center. Primary stone, though, very far off campus. Would do well to take this hill, or at least deny his opponent that hill. So I would give an advantage here to Nicov, just by virtue of the fact that this part can be walled off. This part can be walled off a little harder, but not the end of the world, whereas his opponent's base is completely open. But in any event, both players trying to kill each other here. Villagers trying to kill militia, militia trying to kill villager, trying to save this house. Still 0 kills to 0 kills. Our red Lithuanian 14, 12, 10 seconds away from hitting Feudal, at which point both players will be in Feudal on the back of 20 to 21 villagers. Just as I say that, both hit 21 villagers exactly when Nicov hits Feudal Age. And let's see what the players decide to do. Let's see if he decides to upgrade these, or if he just decides to shoo them away, or rather go away, getting shooed away by one spearman. Okay. Finally have 1 kill count for our blue Burmese. The 1 scout from the Lithuanian Empire pays the price. And now these militia will probably die as well. One does go down, but now Hearttt has to be careful. That spearman, you don't want that spearman engaging with your scout cavalry. Not to worry, though. Scout cavalry does move incredibly fast. So instead, this one blue spearman is going to get gangbanged. He is not long for this world, unless he, of course, turns around and runs away into the savior arms of his companion. Blue streaming dots across the map, looking to put on some good aggression here. What is this? 4 scout cavalry out on the map already. Nicov, knowing this, immediately walls himself off here. Not a bad idea. No ranged units just yet, so this wall off is pretty secure against any kind of melee attack. Although needs to get this last one bit here. Okay, just in the nick of time. No pun intended here. Now he's moving forward with 3 spearmen of his own. Okay, a 4th spearman somewhere. Here he is, chasing away a few scout cavalry. Okay, and now Hearttt taking the kill count lead 3-1, but Nicov continuing to build military here. Although right as I say that, he of course stops. And both players sitting at 28 villagers apiece. This is a one of the reasons I decided to cast this game is because, again, Burmese, they do see the relics out on the map, and anytime you play against the Lithuanians, part of your meta, part of your strategy, part of your overarching game plan should always be, in my opinion, to deny relics, because the most powerful bonus of the Lithuanians is that +1 attack upgrade for every relic collected, up to +4 for their heavy cavalry units. You do not want to be in a situation where your Lithuanian opponent has maxed out his upgrades. Take a look at the top right. They are missing the last attack upgrade because that would just not be fair. Running circles around his opponent, though, for now is hard. But like I was saying, it does end up losing a scout cavalry. Very, I think one of the villagers actually killed the villager, not the spearman here. Interesting, a civilian attack happening here. But yeah, you have to deny, in my opinion, the Lithuanian player the relics. It's that simple. Because if you cede control and all of a sudden you've got Lechai showing up on your border attacking, I think their base attack is a 13. And then they've got a +4, let's say. And remember, they ignore armor. So every time they hit you with that sword, it removes 17 HP. That is a huge amount of HP. So one of the reasons I wanted to cast this game, not only because take a look at the Elos of the players, very similar, very high, but it's just this dynamic of one player needing relics while the other player knows exactly where those relics are, and hopefully, for his sake, plays keep away with the relics. In the meantime, actually, let's take a look and see what Nicov has seen. Has he actually seen all the relics? No, he's seen just the one here. Take a look at his vision, completely in the dark, the entire southern portion of the map. And unfortunately for him, that's exactly where all the relics are, right? They're actually quite concentrated on this map. One here, here, and here, all in the dark gray zone, the fog of war, the nothingness of the location where he has not scouted at all. So Nicov needs to get a scout pronto, but he's sitting on 2 spearmen. His military count is shite, and that's because he's been investing resources trying to go up to castle as fast as possible on the back of 35 villagers. His opponent going up to castle, though, very quickly, hot on his tail. What is this? About 13, 14 seconds behind, although 3 villagers ahead. So our Burmese players' economic macro here doing quite well at the moment. Only, like I said, 47, yeah, about 13 seconds behind, but 3 extra villagers is pretty damn good. And now he's starting to wall off his base. You know you're playing an opponent who's going to go cavalry, so you need to start making sure that you don't take any kind of backstabs, you don't take any kind of attacks to the side, the flank, the rear, while you're trying to put as much pressure on your opponent as possible. Is this open? This looks open, doesn't it? I mean, not only this part, but this part as well. Okay. In any event, we leave it up to Hearttt to decide how to wall off his own base. Very not in my meta to critique players with 2600 elo. Oh god, he gets viper walled, he gets viper gated, but spearmen still not fast enough to get these scout cavalry who will run away. For now, Hearttt doing a good job with his scout cavalry, running circles around his opponent. Kill count 13-8 for our blue Burmese. And let's see what our red Lithuanian does the second he reaches castle age. Goes in here, takes a little peek. Yeah, it is open. That's and now he puts down a palisade. Exactly. Okay, so it was open. Unfortunately for him, that means Nicov is going to see a lot of what he's planning. Second town center, very close to the first, although not a terrible location for the gold. And a monastery going down, because of course this is the Lithuanians. I expect, okay, 2 monasteries. I expect the same from our Burmese player, although he is building what? A monastery and a stable. Burmese stables, some of the coolest in the game. Take a look at this elephant, just having the time of his life. A bunch of horse butts, a trough full of apples, because you know horses love apples. Okay, spearman poking and prodding away at this villager. Decides to disengage because he knew he was going to die. And now our Burmese is starting to stream units across the map. Like I said, I anticipate... I shouldn't say I anticipate, because every time I say that, something the exact opposite happens. But I'm going to say it anyway. I anticipate denial game here. And now Nicov has discovered another relic. And this horse whinnies and now tries to find another one. A small engage here in the center of the map. Let's see who takes this. Red's units have more HP. He's got the 2 extra scouts, but in comes a 5th knight for our red Lithuanian. Hearing the wololos of the monks, a 3rd town center going up for our red Lithuanian, a 2nd going for our blue Burmese. And let's take a look where the monks are. We've got 2 monks for our Lithuanian player. No relics yet for either player. We've got 1 monk hanging out in the back of his base, having a conversation with the scout cavalry. Just, hey, how's the weather outside? Should I leave the base? Is it dangerous? Are there red Lithuanian knights? Oh, loses a monk, does Nicov, who now gets shooed away by our Burmese blue pair. Okay, the Burmese player is doing exactly what he has to do, which is confine and deny. This is what I was talking about. This is the strategy that I think you need to follow if you're playing against a Lithuanian opponent, because again, You cannot let the Lithuanians take map control. You cannot let the Lithuanians find the relics. Knights for both players out on the map. A random house. Oh, there's a grave tombstone here. Interesting. Okay. Oh no, a monk gets caught out, but will he... One more swipe. Oh, what a lucky monk. What a lucky monk. Take the relic and run. Take the relic and run. Where the hell are you going? No. Where is he going? Is he going for the furthest relic? I mean, I don't mind that, but no, he's going to heal up these knights instead. But yeah, blue so far, Hearttt doing a fantastic job. Oh, might lose this. What a... I was going to say might lose this knight, but reaction time decides to kill the knight instead. You love to see the reaction time of these players in real time. Just how many of us would have noticed that and deleted our unit? And now what do we have? 6 monks being built for our red Lithuanian, 5 for our blue Burmese. This is quickly taking on the appearance of an arena game where there's, you know, if you watched my videos, you know, I think there's 3 basic stages of an arena game of get up to castle. Part 2 is get the relics, and then part 3 is beat the shit out of each other. It looks like we're in part 2 where both players are heavily investing in monks. Now remember, the Burmese do have a slight advantage here when it comes to monk, because monk techs are 50% cheaper. Although remember, monasteries do work 20% faster for the Lithuanians. So hard to call. Hard to call at the moment, but what is not hard to call is letting in a bunch of scout cavalry. Take a look at their attack bonus against monks. 6. And these are not even fully upgraded. What do we have here? We've got atonement for our blue Burmese. That's going to be a tongue twister. He wants to be able to convert other monks. And so atonement will give him that opportunity, or rather that ability. And for now, knights attacking knights, Burmese against Lithuanians. No player yet has collected a relic, even though there's a relic literally right here next to the Burmese monastery. Come on, get that relic. Oh, he's got to run away. He might lose the knight. He does lose the knight. Okay, players disengaged. Let's take a very quick look at what we're working with here. 3 town centers, 3 monasteries, 2 stables for our red Lithuanians, a random barracks from the beginning of the game, I believe. But our Burmese player is not giving him an opportunity to breathe at all. He is putting on a significant amount of pressure. This is exactly... Oh, what a beautiful game out of Hearttt so far. Nicov, though, not... Take a look at the kill count. Not doing too well here. 42 kills to 23. Not a lot of economic damage. The players focusing more on brute forcing each other's bases. Although for now, the pressure's firmly being applied here by Hearttt. Nicov completely constrained into his little chunk of the map, his little corner here. He's got to get his monk count up, though. He's sitting at 5, building 2 more to go up to 7. 90 villagers, though, so his economic advantage will be pretty significant. He's already at 25 villagers ahead of his opponent. And now knights dying everywhere. Monks converting what they can. But blue stands strong here. The only question I have for Hearttt is... where are your massive building destroying units? Knights are not going to destroy buildings very quickly. Oh, and now he's going to lose his knights of his own. Still no relics to no relics here. And now scout light cavalry finally upgraded to light cavalry. Take a look at their attack bonus. Jumps from 6 to 10 against monks. Excuse me. And now we've got a very defensive castle here from our red Lithuanian. I don't mind this at all. This should be able to shoo away any of blue's aggression, because like I said a minute or 2 ago, blue does not have any kind of heavy damage dealing units here. Knights are great. I mean, what are these guys attacking on an 11? But I mean siege, I mean heavy cavalry. Quick wall off here by Hearttt saves any kind of incursion into his base. But I mean, take a look at the base that Hearttt built for himself here. Like we saw, what, 10 minutes ago? He preemptively walled off the entire thing. knowing that his opponent might try to backstab him, knowing, oh, you got to get out of here with your light cav. They're not they're not going to last very long. And here we go. Our first Lechai, however you want to pronounce it. I have been critiqued left, right, and center for how to pronounce it, but I went on Reddit. I asked if there were any Lithuanians, any players from Lietuva who could tell me how to pronounce it. And one is a Leitis, and many are Lechai. They are such a cool unit. Not only their fun conical hats, but their little capes. Okay, our blue Burmese finally took the one relic, the easy, you know, easy picking relic here, but still. Oh. Okay, I'm seeing relics disappear from the mini map. We'll see who ends up collecting them. I want to keep my eyes firmly on this battle. So look at the Lechai here. Attack on a 13+1. Every time they attack you with that spear. I think I said sword earlier, but it's a spear. 14 damage. They don't give a shit what your armor is. That's the insanity of that unit. The power of it. Take a look at it. Oh, what a fun unit. Okay. Parties disengaging, chasing each other around the map. No player here, I think, at the moment wants to really engage into the other. Although, take a look at our blue Burmese's economy. He is down 44 villagers compared to his opponent, who is now busting down his shitty little palisade walls. But good placement for the villagers here. Mining the stone, immediately get here, immediately wall off. Create a secondary wall off with the houses. Beautiful reaction time by Hearttt. And now these cavalry units are basically rendered impotent for now in the front of the base. Oh, they want to get that relic out of there. They are attacking, but he's also getting attacked here to the north. How many knights is this? 10 knights streaming in at a +2, +1. These are going to be some pretty powerful knights. Rather, +1/+1. Okay, continuing to assassinate monks left, right, and center. So many monks, and we've got our first Burmese Lechai here. 2 converts go down. He's got 3 converts go down. 1 dies to castle fire, though. Okay. And now our blue Burmese is clicking up to Imperial, somehow ahead of his opponent on the back of 35 fewer villagers. Not surprising, our Lithuanian continuing to expand a 5th town center. I wonder if this is perhaps a bit of overkill out of our red Lithuanian, although he is ahead in military count as well. 19 Lechai being built for him. A very defensive castle. Not a fan of this location. Maybe should have put it up on the hill here. As opposed to on the low ground. But here comes the Burmese infantry. Remember, they do get a progressive attack boost, getting squires, so they will move faster. Our red Lithuanian, though, susses this out, immediately discovers this little proxy side military industrial complex area. We'll see the castle as well, but is it too little too late? This is a lot of villagers building this castle, but this is a lot of heavy cavalry out of red, although they're not doing anything. Come on, hello, wake up. Oh, a little bit too slow on the take. And now, while we were focusing on barracks and Lechai, take a look at the bottom right of your screen. The relics have been allocated, have been taken, and we have 3 relics to 2 in favor of our Lithuanians. So I'm going to take a look right now. Only 1 attack upgrade for our red Lithuanian, but when you click on him, a +4. Because 3 relics give him +3, with the +1 that he's researched gives him +4. 17 attack on these Lechai, meaning every time they poke at you with that spear, they remove 17 HP. Oh, what a scary unit. What an absolute terrifying nightmare unit. Although, take a look at the pikemen attacking on a +5. And these are going to be halberdiers in 30 seconds. Block printing going down for our blue Burmese. So these monks are going to have +3 range in 18 in-game seconds. Right now it's at 9. It's going to be at 12. And let's see, Hearttt reaching Imperial first. We know what that means. It means he's going to have his Trebs out much earlier than his opponent, who is still 40 seconds away from Imperial, but now demolishing the center infrastructure of his opponent. But this is the beauty of building random things in the center of the map. Your opponent has to deal with them, which takes time, or your opponent has to go through them, which means you can see your opponent's movement. So never a bad idea to build a little bit of infrastructure here and there. My god, they demolish structures fast, but you have to be careful. These halberdiers. Plus 32 should be, yeah, plus 32 against cavalry with a base attack of 11. Oh, Burmese infantry. Okay. I mean, you're going to lose against this many Lechai, but the question is, will you take a cost-effective fight? You are trading a trash unit like the Halberdier for a gold-intensive unit like the Lechai. Excuse me, as you can tell, I am coughing, so I am still not 100% recovered. My god, COVID stays in your system for a long time. If you guys can avoid COVID, avoid COVID. Okay, that's a lot of Lechai. As I was saying, they are gold intensive, 50 gold for these guys, but now they're inside Blue's base. The question is, what will he get done with them? 150 villagers for our Red Lithuanian to 118, so I wonder if he's going to be a little disappointed when he sees how few villagers his opponent has compared to him. For now, the players have disengaged in the center, and now we've got halberdiers chasing Lechai. Let's see the speed difference. We've got 1.54 against 1.1. So these red Lithuanian horses should outrun rather these blue spearmen. Oh god. Great catch here in the center for blue, managing to get a few of these monks. We'll keep an eye out on the Lechai in the center of Blue's base. I see they're engaged, it looks like, into the halberdiers. I'll put a picture in picture. We've got bombard cannons out. Okay, not a bad answer to these trebuchets, although unsupported. Oh god. 9 monks for our blue Burmese. He is basically taking anything he wants from red. 5 trebuchets out on the field as well. Oh god, I wonder if Nicov went a little bit too heavy into eco. I've been singing his praises about how amazing the economic advantage is. Meanwhile, his opponent's just been building demolition units. We're talking trebs, we're talking converted Lechai, we're talking huge amounts of halberdiers. And red just cannot engage into this. Oh, this demolished monastery here. And now these trebs are moving forward. We've got 6 of them. Barracks going down for our red Lithuanian. Okay. But the question is, how do you engage into this? Can you even engage into this? This is a huge problem here for Nicov. Okay, he's expanding westward. Does manage to find a gold patch here. So he will get a little bit of boost in resources. But again, he's... Okay, 450 stone. He should be able to repair this castle. The question is this enough villagers against 6 frickin' trebuchets? That is a lot of frickin' trebuchets. If you can't tell by the use of my word frickin', that is a lot of trebuchets. 6. And in come these halberdiers again, attacking on an 11. The monks to support them. Like I said in the beginning, the Burmese have several options to support their cavalry on the field of battle. We don't see a single elephant. And now we've got elite Lechai here for both players. Another monastery goes down. Unfortunately for him, the monastery with all the relics is here to the south. Nice and secure. Nicov doing a fantastic job of building a bunch of dummy monasteries and moving the relics to the back where they're secure, although now his center is crumbling. And now take a look at the army supply, 41 to 19. Nicov is in trouble, and yeah, not surprised. Did he go too heavy into civilian? Into villagers? My god, our Burmese player just did not give him any space. This is exactly the kind of game I expected to see out of anyone opposing a Lithuanian juggernaut, because again, look at these units, +5 attack now that he's got the penultimate attack, melee attack upgrade. So these guys attack on a 21 every time they touch you. 21 HP disappears. The question is, what the hell could he do against all these monks? How many monks? 4 monks. Okay, so he managed to kill a bunch of them, but more in the production. We've got Hussars streaming in. We've got Lechai and Elite Lechai. And now he's being raided to the north. He did manage to get this gold pile, though. He would have was about to get discovered, it looks like, by these villagers. And once he got discovered here, maybe our Blue Burmese probably could have put down even a castle, because he does have enough stone for it. Doesn't really look like he needs a castle in the front. He's just swamping his opponent. Our Lithuanian going into hand cannons. Not a bad tech switch. He's got a huge amount of resources here, but the center of his base is about to crumble. And with that center, he loses this infrastructure. He loses these archery ranges. He loses the stable. He loses the siege workshop. Not that we really saw a lot of siege out of him, but he was continuing to build infrastructure. I really wonder. Let's take a look and see why he decided to quit. Why he decided to GG. Let's take a look at the stats and see if we can glean why this happened, because it looks like he's still got a decent amount of resources, right? He's got 1,000 food. He's got 1,100 gold. Plus, he's going to continue mining the gold here for the next little while. Excuse me. Kill count, not terribly dissimilar here. 184 to 148. This is a dyslexic's worst nightmare here. Hearttt with more kills, more villager kills, although I suspect that came towards the end of the game. Let's take a look at 82 halberdiers, 68 Lechai. Oh, this is so painful to play against. But APM, 164, 142, a fairly okay game for both players. Economically, look how many more resources he did. He did take 11,000 more resources gold-wise, though not that much more. Although 3,000, actually, and 1,200 extra stone. So why did he quit? I suspect, if I had to guess, this has reached a point in the game where even though he's got the infrastructure, so he's got the stables, he's got more archery ranges building, he's going to start pumping out hand cannoneers, even though he's got all the infrastructure ready and set up, he's gotten to the point where his military count is so much smaller than his opponent, and it's actually garbage. I mean, of this 18, a third of that is light cav, 1 is a knight, and 3 is monks. I think he reached the point where anything he produced would immediately get swamped by the bigger army of the Blue Burmese, and he knows that. And so his only option in that point is to gather his forces. You know, I don't know, maybe set a waypoint here, start gathering an army, maybe 15, 20 units here. But by the time he does that, these 6 trebs are going to shred his entire base, his entire settlement here. And eventually they will reach this one monastery. And that monastery still plays a role because he still does have a castle. But remember, like I said, Lechai, incredibly expensive. 50 gold for each one on top of 70 food. What is this random blue dot here in the bottom of the map? Oh, sorry, I'm distracting myself. What is this? We got a halberdier attacking an unfinished construction project. Says affordable housing be damned. But yeah, this is, in my opinion, this is really why Red decided to quit. It looks like he tried to contest this. Okay, did get a bunch of monks. Okay, did get all 3 monks. Maybe we should have gone for the trebs instead, but in any event, 6 trebuchets are not a laughing matter. You do not want to see 6 of these big stone-throwing siege weapons of death showing up on your border. And like I said, even if he produces 3 of these units at a time, he streams them in, they will die immediately. Maybe not to this immediate force that's here, but to everything that's kind of streaming across the map. Lots of halberdiers. And remember, these are Burmese halberdiers. They attack on a base of an 11 plus 32 against cavalry. So anything he sends against this will immediately die. If he decides to take a minute, take a breather, and clump up his units, build some kind of opposition force that can contest this, by the time he does, these trebuchets will have destroyed even more of his infrastructure. So that, together with these hussar raids to the north, I think are were the death knell. And blue here, I have to give a big round of applause to blue. I mean, first of all, Nicov played amazing. Nicov played exactly to the strength of his civilization. Nicov collected 3 of the potential 4 relics that he needed to max out the civilizational bonus. So amazing job. He did try to raid. He did try to bust into the base here. But Hearttt, I think, played just a little bit better, and his strategy was a little bit more on point, because from the beginning of the game, he was just putting on the aggression, putting on the pressure, keeping Nicov confined to his little corner of the map here. And that's just a testament to how strong Nicov is, because he did still manage to collect 3 relics, did still manage to get out on the map and try to find additional resources to mine stone and gold, finding them wherever he could. He still had a significant amount of gold income here. So at the end of the day, though, our blue Burmese just hits Imperial, says 1 or 2 trebs. That's for noobs. I'm going to build 6. And then just support them with a shit ton of halberdiers and a shit ton of these half technology priced monks. And let's take a look actually at the conversions. I want to see how many I think it's under military. 29 conversions for our blue Burmese, 22 for our red Lithuanians. So conversions are really not the game deciding criterion here, I would say. But I think, yeah, just the presence of these trebuchets, the loss of those 2 bombard cannons that he had earlier, and he just does not have any heavy hitting units that he can rely on, and streaming them in 2 or 3 at a time is not going to work against a player who's now, look at Heartt's setup here. How many freaking barracks are we looking at? 8 barracks, 4 stables, again with a cute elephant here in the front, a bunch of horse butts. And just, yeah, he steamrolled his opponent, played keep away with the relics for a while here in the center. I think waited a little bit too long to take that 1 relic that was here. I think that was the expression just, it completely has left my brain. The expression for the the low hanging fruit. That 1 relic that was here is completely low hanging fruit. Our blue Burmese decides to take it way after I think he should have, but ultimately doesn't matter. Contains his opponent, makes sure that anything that he can produce gets converted, takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.